Sacco and Felice, New York and New Jersey's premier attorneys at law. Their team brings decades of experience across a wide range of practice areas. Whatever life brings, they're your legal team. From everyday matters to complex cases, they've got you covered with the experience you need and the results you want. Because when life gets complicated, they make it simple. SaccoFelice.com. SACCOFILLAS.com. 2 C's, 2 L's.
Excuse me! Taxi!
Come on, what are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
The Irish guy, Bill O'Reilly's on.
Absolutely. You got to go to the Irish guy. Let's go to the great Irish guy.
Where's the song when Irish eyes are smiling?
Yeah, I think we need that. We should do that all the time.
We need something to smile.
Yeah, we do. It's been a rough couple days and a rough beginning of, my goodness.
It's been a rough day today, a rough day yesterday.
Yeah. But we have the music, so it won't be so rough.
When
better days are coming tomorrow.
Are smiling, sure 'tis like
is that Bing Crosby?
In spring.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Not to be confused with Rita Cosby.
Weren't you the same family?
Yes, very much. Different than Bill Cosby, that's for sure.
Well, Bill O'Reilly, give us an update. What the heck is going on?
Can Crosby sing any slower?
Yeah, I know. Sorry. It was a little slow.
One song is one album. I'm actually heading over to Erie in about 2.5 weeks. Got some work to do over there, and WABC pretty popular in Ireland. They get us on the streaming service and all that, so be interesting to go over there. What I'm looking at here is
you should call in from there, so you'll be live from Ireland.
Sure, we can do that.
Look forward.
That'd be great.
As long as you're up, Casamatides, we're 5 hours ahead of you.
I'm always up.
That's what I hear. So two stories that I'm following here. One is Marco Rubio going to Italy, the Vatican, and Meloni, the Prime Minister, on Thursday. It's a big deal because we do need allies in Europe, and the Prime Minister of Italy was a very strong friend to Trump until the Pope thing blew up. And I think that Rubio has done a good job in putting stuff like that back together again.
Is it true that Vice President Vance invited the Pope to the White House and the Pope turned him down?
I don't know if it's that simple. I think that the Pope isn't coming at this juncture, but that may change. Certainly should go to Chicago. So the way this is shaping up is that it's a conciliatory meeting. It's not confrontational. And I think they'll come out of it, smiling and waving, and that's what we need. We need the world to say, look, we're not the bad guys here. We're the good guys. We actually are the good guys. Now, Pope Leo is, I don't think, ever again going to get involved with world politics. He doesn't want a war between Christianity and Islam. That's what his motivating thing is. He's never going to say anything bad about any Islamic country. He doesn't even say anything bad about China, and China's been persecuting the Catholic Church for decades. So I think the Pope is going to be less that. But it's interesting because the two men, President Trump and Pope Leo, they talk past each other. So they don't understand each other, and I don't know if that's even possible because Trump sees it as a migrant issue. That's where this all started, that the papacy does not respect America's responsibility to control its borders. And certainly Francis and Leo have both been in that category. They concentrate on migrants. They concentrate on the poor, as they should. Okay, but any kind of control over unfettered immigration, they stay away from that. okay? And that angers Trump. He says, I'm doing the right thing here. I'm protecting my own people. I was elected to do this. And then you're criticizing me for doing it? That's wrong. So Pope Leo, if he would just get out of that zone. Now, forward over to the New York Post. In the front page, you have the word butchered, illegal migrant slaughters 2 women on Long Island. This is a horrible story. Guy from El Salvador knifed 2 women to death. And it's front page news on the New York Post. Newsday did not even mention the story.
Wow.
Wow. And one was like a mother, too. Wasn't she a mother of
3?
Mother of 3,
Mother of
yeah.
3.
Oh.
Yep. Newsday, and I mean, this is just tells you the war that we're having in the media. Because certainly this is a legitimate story for anybody on Long Island, and Newsday is Long Island's newspaper. And you don't mention it, and your competition, which is on Long Island too, the New York Post got it on its front page. Because the New York Post wants control over migration, and Newsday does not. And it's a war. It's an absolute war. And there's a picture of this guy, Rivera, inside the New York Post. Heinous crime. Heinous. And how many times have we seen this? Thousands of times. That enrages President Trump. And he feels that the papacy looks away from that. Doesn't help, doesn't support it. And that is where it all breaks down. So Rubio is now in charge of kind of putting this back together so you have a relationship not only with the Vatican, but with Italy, because Meloni just jumped up and supported the Pope, which he's going to do. All right, he's the Prime Minister of Italy. But, Meloni knows what's going on over there because Italy's got its own problems. There's a study going on right now in Northern Europe, almost completed. It says that migrants, illegal migrants, commit crimes, violent crimes, 3 times the rate of indigenous people.
Wow.
That's a
The
big
study has not been released, but, I'm on this.
Right. And that's in Europe, right? You're saying, Bill?
Yes, Northern Europe.
Wow.
And
so-
Germany and France, Italy allowed their countries to be invaded.
England. Look at England.
And England. And that's
Well,
my gut feeling.
That up because on the latter part of my trip to Ireland, I'm going to London. And I'm doing a story for News Nation, an hour special on how London has collapsed. I don't know whether you guys saw my San Francisco special, but people are still watching it on how all of that happened. Now we're doing the same thing in London.
Great.
And I lived in London for a year.
By the way, I saw your San Fran special. It was great, Bill. It was really great.
Thank you.
I lived in London for 2 years, but that's before Rita was born.
Yeah, I mean, mine was pretty far back, too. But it's a situation that could happen in America. It won't because the Islamic population is much less here. But England, the UK, allowed all of these refugees in from Northern Africa and from the Middle East. And now they've taken over neighborhoods. They do what they do, don't assimilate, have no respect for the English culture at all, none. And he's got problems all the time. He saw it last week where the guy walks up to the Jewish guy and stabs him to death on videotape.
Right. And a guy and he had a criminal history, that guy too. I was about to say, Bill, they've had a lot of anti-Semitic attacks there, that one, but there have been a number of others.
And you're not going to hear the Pope say anything about it. So what people got to understand is that there's a heavy agendas in play here, from politics to the media to wherever. And so we're living in a time where it's very difficult to get hard news to back up what's really happening. And, that's hurt Trump in the whole Iranian thing. Every country on the planet should be hoping that we can disarm Iran. Why would you work against that? Why wouldn't you want that? And there's never an answer to that question. It's just silence. And in America, we have a political party. The Democrats are trying to seize on this chaos to win the midterms. So the president.
But doesn't the average American person, don't they think that some of these Democratic attitudes are just sick?
Yeah, and that hurts the Democratic Party. But on Iran, most Americans, according to the polling, and there's two new polls out today, Washington Post and AP, both of which are not reliable polls, but they both show the same thing. Americans are more worried about putting gas in their automobiles than they are about Iran having a nuclear weapon.
How foolish is that?
Yes.
So when they blow L.A. off the face of the earth or New York off the face of the earth, they'll have cheaper gas? Is that it?
But Bill, does it mean better messaging? Does it mean better messaging from the White House, too?
I don't know, Rita. That's a good question. I don't know. The messaging is pretty simple. I mean, here's a terrorist state. It has caused thousands of deaths, including Americans, all over the place for the last 25 years, 50 years, really. Okay? And now they're messing around. But people believe what they want to believe. And they don't want to believe that Iran is a threat to them. And they don't have to believe anything about gas because they got to pay the freight every day. And so you're into a complicated morass of emotion. And I think Trump is getting hit from all sides here. And he's got to worry about the midterms. He's got to worry about defeating the mullahs. He's got to worry about world acceptance of what he's doing, which is not there. So, I mean, you can imagine a guy sitting there in the Oval Office going, I'm doing the right thing, which he is, okay, and I'm getting no credit from anybody.
Yeah, that's a lot on his plate. Judge Weinberg, final thoughts.
So did you see what happened in Chicago where the teachers union set up a situation where hundreds of thousands of kids were told and workers told, don't work, don't go to school, protest, and they teach them how to protest? That's in the agenda of the in the curriculum of the Chicago schools?
This is the May Day stuff in Chicago. Right. They do every year. Chicago is gone. I mean, it's not really a capitalistic democracy anymore. It's run by fervent socialists who believe that the United States is a bad country. And that's why you get all this insanity out of Chicago.
Wow. Well, Bill, keep us posted on London and Ireland and what you discover there. We really appreciate it, Bill. Wow. Safe travels.
I'm going to be frightening everybody when I go over there. So that's part of
Good. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill O'Reilly, and we're looking forward to exclusive from Ireland and one from London, too.
Thank you for having me.
Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.